Somebody that has lived in New York City in some capacity for the better part of a decade at this point. I split my time between New York and Miami. As somebody that has lived in New York City for the better part of a decade at this point, I have seen the degradation in the quality of life in New York. I have seen not only things get more expensive, but that is a Bidenomics economy conversation. I have seen them become more expensive, but I have also seen this city become more dangerous. In Midtown, this is like Times Square should be the Disneyland of New York City. That should be the place that people feel the most safe, the most comfortable, because when people come from all over the planet to visit New York City, Times Square is what they think of visiting. Times Square is the fantasy. Times Square is all the lights. Times Square is the Broadway. Times Square is, a lot of really bad restaurants, but that's neither here nor there. That is where people want to go. And if people don't feel comfortable enough to visit New York City, to go to Times Square, they will not come, they will not spend money, and the New York City economy will continue to descend into chaos. So why is this happening not only in New York, but in leftist-run cities all across the country? Again, this is out of DC, right? Because this has to do a lot with a lot of these activist judges, a lot of these far-left liberal judges that are letting people go. A teen that was accused of firing 26 shots from an AR-15 at a car is released on bail by woke judge. Lloyd U. Nolan Jr., a judge on the Superior Court of the District of Columbia, last week ordered Amonte Moody to be released on house arrest ahead of his trial, despite acknowledging that the teen's alleged actions could have killed someone. Sprayed 26 shots at an SUV from an AR-15 in late April. And this is the guy that gets bailed out by one of these far-left activist judges in D.C. So it's almost like, and I don't get too much into the conspiracy theorists about the George Soros and all that other stuff, but if you zoom out and look at this stuff, it is almost as if there is some sort of plan at this point to make these cities that deeply uncomfortable. You've got DC, you've got New York. Again, these cities run top to bottom by Democrats that are becoming a lot less safe for the average citizen. And by the way, in all of these cities, if you want to have a Second Amendment conversation about this, in all of these cities, these are the strictest gun laws. And not the laws against criminals, because by definition, criminals do not follow the law. But these are the laws that make it harder for law-abiding citizens to be able to protect themselves, right? So this is where we're at with all of this stuff right now. And these cities are just not getting safer. They're not getting safer at all. In fact, they're getting more dangerous. I do not know what the answer to this is, but what I will tell you this. It is up to Democrats to clean this up. This is not the place or not the area for Republicans or right-leaning independents or whatever to go in this, because people that are right-leaning, people that are Republicans, independents, whatever, we have been saying these things for years. And they fall on deaf ears because we do not have the control in any of these cities. And in fact, like I said, there is no way that somebody with an R next to their name can even get elected in these cities. It is virtually impossible. So the onus is on Democrats to clean up your own house, to sweep off the porch, and to start electing people that are tough on crime.